It's that time again. Time for 24 Minutes with Brady and Stacy.
Let's switch channels. This show is dull.
You bet.
24 minutes is all we have to talk about today's topics and news and views and listener suggestions.
All that good stuff that Brady and Stacy have brought for years, right here for you. We'll start a timer at the beginning of the show, 24 minutes. At the end of the timer, the show's done.
It doesn't matter if we're solving world hunger or brokering for world peace. Once that buzzer goes off, we're done.
Let's put this show out of its misery.
Now on with the show.
Hey there! Welcome to another edition of 24 Minutes with Brady and Stacy. We're on URL Radio, Spotify, Facebook, MySpace. What else?
I wish. I miss
Tinder,
MySpace.
Bumble.
No one would match with us. No one would match.
Whatever.
Sorry.
We match all day. We're hot to trot. So let's get the timer going and get the show started. Remember, we start the timer at 24 minutes. Ziggy, start a timer for 24 minutes.
24 minutes starting now.
So after that goes off in 24 minutes, the show's over.
We're done. That's
the
it.
catch of the show.
Yep.
I'm Bob Brady. She's Stacy Sturm. We do this show. We did a radio show many years ago, back in the 90s and early 2000s. She got fired. I was by myself for a year. Then I retired, and they came and they said, hey, I know you're making $50,000 a year, but maybe you want to stick around and make 25. And I said,
You said, yes, I'd love that.
I said no.
No.
And I left in 2006 and haven't been
Yeah.
on the radio since. I mean, I've been on URL Radio, but you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like together. So we had a little chat with Jody Kurzman today from KFYR TV, and she was like, why are you guys still together? How do you guys still do this? And that's a great question because
That is a good question. Valid question, Jody. Yeah.
who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk 25 years later, because we started in 98.
Yep.
It's, 25 years later, we still be one, chatting, two, having the chemistry, and three, wanting to do this anyway. Like it's
Right.
just one of those, things. So anyway.
Well,
so
like
that'll
I
be on
said,
KFYR TV sometime.
it's crazy. We've been through first of a lot of stuff. We had kids. We didn't have kids. Like we had kids with other people, but we went through children together, raising children together, divorces together, layoffs together,
Kidney stones.
job changes, cancer diagnoses. Like it's been a long time there, buddy.
Yeah, you never think about that till you're probably the only person, and this is, I would say I have maybe 5 people that I'm still in contact with that
Yeah.
have been around longer than you, like 20 plus years.
Yeah.
I could name them. I could count them on one. I probably don't even need a hand, just because
Like that.
I don't.
That's
keep
not
in
on
contact.
Facebook. Do you know what I mean? That you actually
Yes.
actively call or text.
Correct. Like I'll
or
talk. Yes.
reach out to you on purpose. You reach out to them.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a bad thing. I mean, it probably is, because why do you cut people out of your life so quickly? I don't know. I don't think I kind of forget. Like I just don't contact people.
Yeah.
Heather
Well, you
gets on
get
me about-
busy.
Oh yeah, Heather gets on me about that a lot because she has friends that she's had since she was in grade school that she still contacts and goes on girls' weekends with and talks to girls. And she goes, I don't understand how you can't talk with people that you were friends with 20, 30 years ago. I don't know. I don't even know where they are. Like I don't even know where to find them.
I think you just change as a person and your lives get busy. And if you don't make an effort, the other person doesn't make an effort, the relationship doesn't go away, but it's not the same. Like I still have friends from like high school and college I talk to every now and then, not talk to them, but I'll comment on their Facebook or whatever it might be, but it's not an active, long-standing kind of relationship. I feel like as you get older, you don't have a circle of friends. It's more of like a dot. I'm very selective about who I want to give my time to now that I value my time. Before, when I was young, I'd give my time out to everybody. Take a piece of my time. Let's go have fun. Those weren't real, actual friends. Many of them, though, it was situational friends, I guess. And when those situations go away, very often friendships go away too. And so there's very few people too. I probably have, maybe I can count on both hands the amount of people that I still talk to on a regular basis.
Yeah, I know that if I were to come back to Bismarck or Mandan, I have somewhere that somebody's going to let me stay at their house. Like those are the friends that I love, my lifelong friends. If I go back to anywhere in Ohio, other than family, yes, I have friends who would say, "Hey, come stay at our house." Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Like I don't have friends from grade school or high school or I know them on Facebook, but I don't hang out with them. Hey, let's go to the bar. You're talking about situational friends. It's true. Like, hey, we're going to the bar tonight. Okay, great. That was when I was 25. Now I'm 51. I don't have that anymore. I don't have that time. I got kids. I got practices. I got sleep. I got life to live. And sorry, you're not part of it.
I think even too, when you're talking about staying at somebody's house, I feel like that's kind of situational too. There's a lot of people that I feel comfortable saying, "Hey, dude, I'm in your area. Can I crash at your house for the night? I'd like to catch up." I'm still not going to be in active contact with them. And they're not the person I'm probably going to call at 2 a.m. if I really need to talk to somebody, or if something goes wrong in my life. Those aren't the people I'm going to reach out to. There's maybe 4 or 5 people I'm going to reach out to. I don't even know if I probably have four or 5 people. You're one of them that I would easily call and be, "Hey, things aren't good, man. I need to talk to somebody."
Is that an us thing, or is that an everybody thing?
I think it's an everybody thing, because I've talked to a lot of people who have said the same thing. I think it's an over 40 thing, to be totally honest. I think it's an age thing. I think it's an age thing, because I know a lot of my friends that I'm close with, that I talk to on a regular basis, say the exact same thing, that I'm one of maybe 2 or 3 people that they would call at 2 a.m. and say, "Sturm, can I come over? I really need something." Or, "Sturm, can you come over? I really need something." I think that is a thing you get that just happens as you get older. You just really are very selective about who you let into your life.
Do you think it's a social media thing? Do you think it's here's my other thought. I don't know why this is a great topic. Do you think it's a cell phone thing? Because I have a cell phone and I can text you, I can message you, I can email you. I don't have to call you. I don't even talk to you. I can text you and say, "Hey, Stacy, da 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 da," and then the conversation's over.
Well, yeah, it's crazy. 3 out of my 5, top 5 friends that I would call or talk to about anything, like you, Melissa, Toby, for a while, didn't even live in town, but I talk to you more and share more with you than I do with people I see on a regular basis or on social media. So I think the technology has made it easier for us to keep in touch, for people that you really want to keep in touch with, to be able to keep in touch and keep those relationships going. I do. But at the same time, social media has also made everything so shallow. So I have a wider array of acquaintances than I've ever had before. And
I don't know them.
Yeah, but they're not my go-tos. As Melissa calls it, my person. She's my person, I'm her person. So that's something that if Facebook went away, our relationship would still stay. So maybe that's something you need to look at. If Facebook, social media goes away, who do you still have in your life on a regular basis that you let into your life and trust with your heart, with your, with your everything?
Yeah, the thing about Facebook too, and this is just any social media. I mean, it doesn't be Insta, it could be Snapchat, whatever it is, TikTok. Yeah. You can either unfollow or just not see their posts. And I do that all the time. I'm not going to say who, but there's some people that post them, and I feel like I don't want to see this anymore. I don't want to. I'm tired of looking at your whatever happy life or sad life or
why you're always complaining or crying about something, and it's not
that bag booking. Like, Jesus, just say what you got going on.
Don't bring it up on social media if you don't actually want to share it.
Yes.
Do it. I hate that. The big book.
Why? Why do you feel sad? What are you looking for? Do you want some attention? What do you need? I feel so sad today.
The posts where they should really just have a conversation with one person, the person they're addressing, but they're they're trying to like, I don't know. They're very passive aggressive with it. You don't need to post that. If you're pissed at your girlfriend or your boyfriend, just fucking talk to them.
They're trying to out somebody that they know is going to see it, but they don't say who it is.
They want to they don't want to have to bring it up, but they want that person to know. And they want the validation of people saying, yeah, I'm on your side.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. She's a real bitch. That's right.
Right? Yeah. So they want the validation from other people, and they want the other person to know without actually bringing it to your attention. If I ever have an issue with Mike, he is blessed and cursed at this. I will be like, hey, motherfucker, I'm very upset about this. And then I bring that up to him. I don't go put it on Facebook like, I sure wish somebody would love me like I need to be loved. No, I'll tell him you're not loving me right. Do better.
And that's the curse. That's your curse of social media too, because it's just so, everybody wants to be liked, loved, and I got to do this and
they're getting the approval. Yeah.
Yeah. I do the same thing. I'll post stuff on my kids because I think my kids are great and I want you to think they are too, or I did this, or I accomplished this. God bless it. You're going to like it. And that's the way it works. But yeah, you're right. Like if I tell Heather the same thing, like, I'm not that obtuse. Here's what I need. Here's what you give me. This is it. Yeah. It's a relationship. I'm not going to go on Facebook and put you on blast.
I will just tell you, I don't like what you're doing, or you're not loving me correctly, or you're not giving me what I need. I'm not going to put a post out that just tells you what I should have told you, but I'm not really going to tell you. But I know my friends will tell you now.
Why'd you spend all that money on a new coat? No, just ask me. So I put it on Facebook. Here's the new coat Heather bought. Frowny face. Whatever it is.
Another coat enters the house. Hashtag does not spark joy.
Yes. Another coat. Eye roll emoji. Like, okay, just tell me you don't only buying more coats.
Just tell Heather, quit buying coats, god damn it.
We live in the valley of the sun. It's a desert. You don't need a coat.
Oh.
And I was thinking about this last week about our last show. It's like we're the old kids in the neighborhood now. Like we're the old people that are like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And it's true, because you think of, and this is one thing I was told probably the last 5 years, millennials don't want to talk to you. They'd rather just text or make a mobile order at said restaurant, have the mobile order go in, then walk in and just pick it up and not say a word to anybody.
Yeah.
And that's just the way. It's sad.
Do you know what's
the way it's kind of turned?
Do you know what's crazy though? Is Gen Z is the opposite. Gen Z loves to interact with you.
Yes.
My kids are, Summer's kind of millennial like, but for the most part, if they want information, they would rather go into the business and ask than text. It's the weirdest thing. My children want to interact.
Yes.
They want to interact with employers. So when I do a lot of social media marketing stuff, I talk to clients about, their job postings, and I say, who are you trying to attract? And they're like, well, I'm trying to attract millennials. I'm like, here's what you need to do. Millennials are very digital. That's what you need to do. Gen Z, they're opposite. If you're trying to attract Gen Z to a position, they want to talk to you. They want to go into your work environment. They want to see what your work environment's like. They want to see what their coworkers are like. They want to see what the boss is like. They want to know what you stand for. Do you support charities? Do you support nonprofits? Do you support causes? Do you support this? They're very socially minded, socially focused.
Yes.
Very humanitarian, very into society. It's crazy how all the generations are so different.
So I just looked this up. So Gen Z was born between 95 and 2012.
Yep.
Millennials are born between 81 and 96.
Yeah.
So I'm a Gen X. You're a Gen X.
Gen X.
And Gen X, we didn't have any technology. We had to play board games and, whatever. Atari was the greatest thing in the world when it came out in 1981, whatever it was. But you're right. Gen Z, think about this. Gen Z is the generation that fights for your right to party. Like
they're fighting for your rights in general. Gen Z.
Correct. Yes, they are. Like you talk about the Tennessee 3. You talk about anything that's happened in the past 5 years Gen Z's fighting it.
A lot of the protests, a lot of the things you see going up, like Wisconsin, the voting, how they switched, they turned the Supreme Court, that a lot of that was Gen Z. They're
Yes.
getting out now and they're voting and they care. And I also talk to clients about watch your work environment, because right now boomers are still in charge of a lot of hiring and they're owning the businesses. They still own a lot of the businesses. Gen Z is not going to put up with your crap. They do not go for racist jokes, homophobic jokes, sexist jokes. They are not having any of that. So if you want to hire Gen Z, they're going to call you on the carpet about that, or they're just going to leave. They're not going to put up with it. They are very socially minded, socially focused. Gen X, we're kind of the weirdos. We kind of are everything. I'm very in person. I like to talk to people, but I'm also very technologically, like I'll email you, I'll Facebook you, I'll text you, I'll do whatever you want to do as far as that goes with your communication style. I'm cool with any of that, honestly.
I think Gen X is like in that middle, like the potpourri of.
I think we kind of are. We're a mix of
generations, like-
millennials and also boomers. We grew up with the face-to-face conversations and the forming relationships and the interpersonal
And-
communication. But at
and
the same
boomers who
time,
were racist and sexist and everybody else. Like we were
Yeah.
there with them.
but at the same time, we also are technologically relatively savvy. We Zoom meetings. We're not always great at it, but we do. I started an internet radio station. I had to figure that shit out.
If I can Google it, I can figure it out.
100%. I fix stuff on YouTube all the time, with videos from YouTube. I can do a lot of that. So we're a good mix of a lot of that, I think. And we are the ones raising Gen Z, which, pat on the backs, I think. We're also the ones that are making them a little bit more socially conscious. We're telling them it's not cool to hate people for no reason.
Your boomers were born between 46 and 64. Gen X 65 to 80. So there's your age ranges there. But you're right. Like the boomers are the ones that are getting in trouble now because the culture is shifted to where you can't say that certain thing anymore. You can't talk about. Here's one I heard during the NFL draft. Louis Riddick was talking. Somebody drafted somebody. I forget what it was, but as soon as he said it, I turned to Heather and go, "You can't say that." He said of whoever they drafted, they were trying to get. I forget who it was, but his line was, "They're looking for more Chiefs and not so many Indians." And I thought, you can't say that.
No.
And I don't know if it went over. I haven't checked Twitter or anything to see if he asked for it, but that's exactly where it is. Like, you can't say that. They're looking for more Chiefs and not as many Indians.
Something very similar happened. I had a boomer friend we were discussing the other day, and I said, we were talking about Indians, and he said, feather or dot.
You can't say that.
You just don't do it. You say Native American or from the country India.
Yes.
I know it's more words.
Yeah. Sorry to have you have word salad, but let's help me out.
And it's not. And can we talk about being woke? Woke is nothing than just being educated to people's needs. It's being an educated human being that others exist and have struggles you don't. It's not being a snowflake. It's not being like, there's no words for it. Woke is not a bad, being educated is not a bad thing.
Times have
Caring
changed.
about people's needs
Yes.
is not a bad thing, especially if it doesn't hurt you.
Correct.
So this whole woke movement where people shitting on woke, it's ridiculous. Woke is a term that they've just used to make sure people don't try to educate themselves.
Yeah. Why
They're
can't we
playing
go
a game
back to the
with you.
60s?
Right? They're playing a game with you. They're trying to keep you stupid and uneducated.
Yeah.
So because they are, and they don't want anybody else to change.
Well, let's rewind. They're not stupid and uneducated. They're smart to keep you stupid and uneducated.
That's a valid
Because
point. That's a valid
If you're
point.
that, you'll keep voting them or supporting that process because you're dumb.
And they use it to create fear. They use it to create
100%.
fear that will advance agendas.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're totally right. Yeah, I mean, you just can't. I don't know. It's like when our kids would say, "Oh, that boy's Chinese." No, he's Asian. It's just when a
Oriental?
kid- yeah, Oriental. Or when a kid says it, like a 4 or 5 year old, that's different. Now you need to teach them the right way. You don't say,
Right.
"Yeah, that's right." That kid, no, they're Asian.
Oh, those woke people trying to tell
Oh.
their kids, trying to teach their kids proper.
I don't know why we're all talking in Southern languages. Maybe that's a stereotype, but anybody, it could be in the Northeast, Midwest, South. I don't care where it is. It's just
It's
there's a
true.
whole population of people that are just dumb. They just don't want to learn. They don't
Yeah.
want to be educated or change their ways because I did it like this. They're again, the Southern accent. I did it like this since I was 13. I don't know. I can do a Minnesota accent. Hey there, I've been doing
Peter,
this since I was 13.
Here's the thing: Minnesota accents are so light
They're
and
not bad either.
unassuming. They're very unassuming, and they seem so sweet that it's hard to say something angry in a Minnesota accent. Like,
Jeez.
"Hey there, I heard you called somebody the wrong name, Jim. That's not right. I'm very angry about it."
Are you really? Sounds like you're making a joke. Are you joking around? Yeah, I'm very upset.
I'm super upset. Yeah, I am.
Oh. Oh. I don't know. This show just flew by. I love it.
It's not 24 minutes, is it?
No,
Okay.
I'm just shocked that we
I'm like,
meant
whew.
it like this.
All right.
We didn't even we had no agenda today. We just started
We
off
never
talking
do.
about
People don't understand. Back in the day, we used to have a really good agenda that we would follow. This break is this break is this,
Right.
this break is no. It's all
I know.
off.
I made the agenda. It wasn't that great. It was pretty loose. I just had time to talk, but it didn't have we didn't have a script. We just said,
No.
"Here's this. Talk about Mountain Dew Code Red," and that's what we talk about.
It's celebrity gossip time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
celebrity
that
dirt
was it.
time. Here it is, and we'd read
Yep,
three
celebrity
stories and
dirt.
be done. Yeah, it's birthdays time. Eh. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, the woke thing that's another topic for a whole nother show because
I just hate it. Yeah.
it's not woke. I mean, how do I put it? You're not woke. You're just smarter.
You're just educated. You're more
you've
in tune to
adapted.
people's
Yes.
lives and how they feel.
You've adapted. You're you don't use the R word. You don't use the N word. You don't use
Yeah.
all these other derogatory comments toward people. You just, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't understand why you want to cling to that. I think the question is why everyone's asking, why are you so woke? The question is, why aren't you? Like, why
Yeah,
do you
why do
need
you
to
want-
feel the
yeah.
need to throw out the R word or the N
Yeah.
word on a regular basis? That's the question. I don't feel like
No.
the question should be, why am I so woke? It's why are you not trying to get there too? Why? What's it benefiting you? I don't understand.
Why are you not adapting to what's going on? I don't
Yeah.
want to be a sheep. And now you're being a sheep. You're just being nice. You're being kind. You're
When you
calling a
realize
person what they
all
want
of
to
the
be.
people that don't want to be sheeps are technically sheep.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's all the same. Everybody's a sheep of some kind. Yeah,
I want to be a
don't-
bighorn sheep.
I'd like to be a gazelle. Gazelles are
gazelle.
great.
No, I've seen those nature shows. They get eaten up pretty quick by those lions out of nowhere. All of a sudden, they're gone. Or an alligator. Holy moly, the alligator comes out of nowhere.
I know, right? Okay, valid.
Yeah, I thought I was fast as a gazelle. No, you're not. I'm an alligator.
You're really
I'm gonna eat
apparently
you.
gazelles are not that fast.
They do jump though. They do that little jump thing.
They do.
So, hey, Ziggy, how much time is left on our timer?
You have 1 minute left on your 24 minute
Oh,
See, I told you the time flew by.
it
I mean, it
does
is only
fly
24
by.
minutes, but we just really didn't have any kind of agenda. But when the beeper goes off, the alarm goes off, we're done. So,
Well, speaking
on to
of
another episode.
gazelles, my TikTok feed, my TikTok feed is full of just like animals. You can talk. So TikTok knows how much I just love watching animal videos. And
Oh.
more than one time I've seen like female lions on my video, like just ripping the shit out of male lions.
Yeah.
Like they're
Like
protecting their,
yelling at them?
yeah, like just beating them down because they're
Wow.
like threatening their kids or threatening their
Yeah.
male lion, whatever.
Now
It's
you
full
know-
of lionesses.
Now you know how I
Just-
feel here with Heather. That's the
Okay.
same thing that happens here.
So I've told my children, I'm like, when you date, you know how
Okay.
you ask the regular questions of what do you like to do in your free time? What do you no.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's such a good point I'm gonna make too.
Well,
Next time,
you have to
next time.
either wait till next week or just let it go. Just go out in the air bubbles and never know what happened.
No, we're doing
right.
it next week.
That's 24 minutes with Brady and Stacy. We enjoy you. No, we thank you for listening, right? And
Yeah,
we
thanks
enjoyed
for
your
listening.
company. Whatever you're saying. Okay. Bye.
See you next week. Thanks for listening to 24 Minutes with Brady and Stacy.
That was the worst thing I ever heard.
It was terrible.
It was horrendous.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, there were parts of it I liked.
Yeah, I liked a lot of it.
Yeah, it was good.
It was great.
It's wonderful.
Oh, bravo.